Throughout this book, you're going to discover many concepts very few people today understand or have really even heard of. Some of this material will shock you, as it did me, and I'm really not easily shocked. You'll at times be skeptical. That's a good thing. I do not want you to take my word for anything that is in this book, which is why I have included several hundred citations and mountains of direct quotes from the important sources. I'd like you to answer or ask yourself the following questions. Why are large corporations becoming the champions of woke causes and engaging in political debates about things like voter identification laws? Why did the stock market grow substantially through 2020 and 2021, despite one of the biggest global economic collapses in history? Why did housing prices skyrocket in 2020 and 2021? Why are politicians in both the Democratic and Republican parties now spending trillions of dollars more than the government takes in? Why is no one afraid of runaway inflation? Why are central banks all over the world talking about creating their own digital currencies? Why are people who claim that climate change is an existential threat to human life building mansions on islands and beaches, despite alleged fears of rising sea levels, and flying around the world in private jets that spew carbon dioxide into the atmosphere? Why are social media giants scrambling to stifle speech at every turn? Why are web hosting companies shutting down massive platforms that advocate free speech, silencing millions of people? Why are the heads of numerous Western countries, including Canada, France, the United Kingdom, Japan, America, all using the same Build Back Better slogan? Why are the leading figures on the left, including President Joe Biden, calling for stakeholder capitalism? And what's the difference between stakeholder capitalism and free market capitalism, free market economic models? Why do the American people no longer trust many of our society's most important institutions? Why does the media pay more attention to a tweet from Donald Trump than to a mob burning down a police station or rioters taking over whole city blocks for days at a time? Why is it we can't have an honest dialogue anymore? Why has every political dissertation and discourse become so vitriolic? Why are people on the ideological right and ideological left being canceled over the slightest societal misstep? Why were the size and scope of the coronavirus-related stimulus programs so large? Why did government officials distribute thousands of dollars to families who never lost their jobs nor suffered from any economic hardship during the pandemic? Why were massive corporations allowed to stay open during the COVID-19 pandemic, while many small businesses were forced to close? Why has President Joe Biden worked so hard to impose coronavirus vaccine mandates on Americans, regardless of whether or not they have already developed natural immunity? Why are the people who have been vaccinated forced in many states to wear masks in public places, even when there are very few people present? If you don't know the answer to all of these questions, it's because you have yet to fully understand the Great Reset, the single most important topic I have covered in my entire career, and the movement that could finally snuff out the flame of liberty in America and indeed the entire world. I don't go into this expecting that you will agree with me on everything that I've written in this book, but I do firmly believe that if you approach this material with an open mind and a relentless commitment to pursue the truth, you will agree that the United States, and indeed the entirety of Western civilization, is in grave peril because of the Great Reset.